I've had so much camera trouble today. I have tried to record, I don't know how much stuff for the vlog today. I was at the grocery store, tried to record stuff. I was in my truck trying to record stuff. And it recorded like 5 seconds and stopped. This is actually like the second time I've tried to record on my phone. Like just to do this little intro thing. And it just, I'm not sure why it's not working. It's driving me crazy. It's like, oh, if I do a talk for 2 or 3 minutes, play it back, it recorded 5 seconds. I'm like, okay, maybe my memory's full. Check that. Nope, like 6 gigs. So, not sure what was wrong. It seems to be working now, which is good. But I actually had things I was talking about and try to get a little more involved today and do things. Like, it was warm outside. So me, the wife, the dogs, and Adrian all went out for a walk. I recorded a few little things with some ducks in the pond, the clear blue sky. It's like 75 degrees outside. I was like, holy cow, this is awesome. I'm gonna record some of this. It didn't take any of it. And not so much as that doesn't bother me so much as that it doesn't get to go in the vlog, but there are actually some memories I would have liked to have kept. Like just like little things Adrian was doing and things, and I'm like, man. So I'm going to figure out what's going on with my phone and why it keeps stopping recording. It's just very, very, very annoying. I did do a Friday Night Fridays video today. I did over a movie called Waxwork. It's a really good movie. Check out my Friday Night Fridays video that I posted today about it. I've probably seen that movie probably 100 times. But yeah, it's one of my favorites, and I watched last night. I was like, man, I want to watch a movie I really want to watch a good movie, and I was like, man, and I mean, as you can see, I have quite a few movies, and actually just to look through all these and then pick a movie, by the time you've picked it, you're kind of like, I don't really want to watch a movie. And I literally just said, okay, what movie do I really like that I want to see? And I was like, okay, like some things come in my head, like, oh, there's like Fifth Element and Evil Dead and stuff like that, but most of those I've watched recently. And then I was like, okay, what's a good movie that I haven't seen in a while? And Waxwork popped in my head, and I was like, all right, I'm watching that, and watched it last night. And then I was like, that's gonna be my Friday Night Fridays video, because I love this movie. And I got the double feature one. Actually, I got the DVD sitting right here because I did the Friday Night Fridays video. Very good movie. It's got part 1 and part 2 on it. If you've never seen that movie, watch it. But so yeah, I watched it and I was like, yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, and it's actually still holds up. But that's kind of how I pick my Friday Night Fridays videos, is whatever I watch. So yeah, that's pretty good. Actually, last week I didn't get to do a Friday Night Fridays because my voice was out and everything. I'm actually started watching some silent movies. Like I know last I did that silent vlog and everything, and that kind of started made me thinking about silent movies. And I've seen a few. I haven't seen a lot of them, but I watched. Oh, is it called Waxwork? Or is it? I can't remember. I think there's one called Waxwork that I started to watch, but I got a little bit into it. Basically, it's this guy who owns Waxwork, and he wants this guy to write stories about all the scenes in it, and he makes himself the star of all the scenes and everything. And I'm not really sure what the twist in the movie is yet. I just saw it and I was like, oh, that seems kind of cool. It may be what this movie's based off of. I'm not really sure. But also, it's like Nosferatu. I haven't watched that in a very, very long time. So I've got that on my list. Like, actually, because these are all public domain movies, So I downloaded a bunch of them, and I'm like, and they're kind of cool because you can turn them on, and you really have to. It's not something you can just like listen to. You have to watch and read the dialogue that comes up, and like a lot of the acting is physical acting. Like it's the gestures are over accentuated. It's like the whole thing. Like when you see the woman and the things going like that. That's kind of how they did. I mean, because just a without the voice and hearing what the emotion from the voice is, they really had to accentuate physically what was going on. So you had, I think that's why a lot of the early, I think they call them talking movies. That's the reason why the female actors were still doing the whole over exaggerated thing, is because in the movies that's what it always was because of the silent films. Yeah, I have no idea if that's true, but that's just me thinking, because I haven't studied any film history or anything like that. But watching these old silent movies, you really see where a lot of modern movies are drawing influence from. Um, there's the one, the Smiling Man, I think, and that's the Joker. That's where the influence of the Joker came from. And I was like, I just saw the picture of it. And I was like, that's weird. And I read about it, and I was like, oh, this is where the inspiration for the Joker was taken from this character. And that really, I was like, holy cow, that's really cool. So, if you haven't seen some of the silent films, I recommend watching them. They're from a different time, but they're actually really good. I mean, you had a lot of people that um, filmmaking was still in its infancy, and they were trying. I mean, basically, they're throwing. They say you throw it against the wall to see what would stick. They were throwing everything against the wall to see what would stick. Um, also, like during the first part of the talkies, like the first movies with sound and everything, those did the same thing. I mean, some movies still doing that up to like the Evil Dead, to where Sam Raimi was doing different camera tricks, like with cameras going through windows and everything. But I highly recommend the silent films. I'm really enjoying them. So I'm not watching a big bunch. I'm like watching maybe one every few days, but I'm actually enjoying them a lot more than I thought I would. Because a lot of them I haven't seen in a long time, and there's some I've just never even seen, and they're pretty good. Today, like I said, it was actually pretty warm outside. Very happy about that. I didn't go to the gym, mainly because my wife's wasn't feeling too good, and I really needed to go to the grocery store. We kind of neglected that for a few days, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like, man, there's nothing to eat in the house. You open up the cupboard and it's still mostly full. It's just you didn't have you to make a meal. You would have had to like kind of throw something together, and I do that a lot. I mean, I make up stuff all the time. It's like, oh, we got some chicken, we got rice, oh, we got some onion, and I'll just make something. I'm like, don't have a recipe or anything, and I'll just throw it together. And generally, it tastes pretty good. I mean, it's not like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever, but it doesn't taste horrible. It's a pretty good dinner. And but I'd done that a few times because we like me where I wasn't feeling too good, and my wife we were trying to go to the gym and do stuff like that. And so basically, it was like, well, the reason why we go to the grocery store most of the time now is because my son loves whole milk. I do too. Like in the morning, I eat a bowl of cereal. I put it in my coffee. If I make biscuits or if I donuts, I drink milk with it. So yeah, we go through a lot of milk. And basically, when we run out of milk, that's when I go to the grocery store. And I had went to the grocery store and just grabbed 2 gallons of milk last time. That basically like some bread, like basically milk and bread. This time I was like, man, I really need to get a few other things besides milk and bread. So tonight, went there, got a bunch of stuff, and so by the time I did that, and we went walking and spent a lot of time outside, it was a little, it was getting close, it was a little late, and I could have still went to the gym. In all honesty, I probably should have, but I just I was still, I was like, after the walking and then going to the grocery store, I was just a little tired. I really should have. I mean, it had been leg day today, and my legs are really big. And that's the one thing about leg day. I don't want to skip it, but my legs are already so big. I don't want them to get any bigger, and I don't mean fat wise. I mean, my calves are really big, and I actually have issues finding like Halloween costumes that have like things that go over your leg. I can never use them because my calves are so big, and and part of it is I just got really short legs. So it's like I have a large calf on a short leg, which makes it look even bigger. So it's a problem I have, with boots. I went to, like, a few years ago. I went to it was in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and went to one of the boot stores. And I was like, I found this pair of boots I really like. And they weren't like they were like kind of like a work boot, but they were like a boot you slide your foot into. And they had size that fit my foot, but they wouldn't go up high enough to act like where they're supposed to because my calf was so big. And the woman is like, you're the first person I've ever seen to have this problem. I've seen people have really wide feet. I've seen people that have really narrow feet. But I've never seen a person couldn't buy a boot because of their calf. But yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, if I actually want to buy waders, like or rubber boots, whatever you want to call them, that's I have an issue with too, because a lot of times the top of them are tighter so that they can fit around, so they won't slide down. Sometimes I can't get that over my calf, so I have really got to pay attention to when I buy them. But I don't do a lot of fishing. That's not really one of my my hobbies. Don't get me wrong, going and sitting by a lake or a river, something like that, I love doing that. Fishing though, I've actually it's kind of funny though. I've actually went fishing. Basically, I'll take a fishing pole and everything. I just don't put a hook on. I've not put a hook on the fishing line and just thrown it out, because what I'll do is I practice casting. I'm okay caster. Like, I can kind of put the lure where I want it and stuff like that. But yeah, but I haven't done that in a long time. That's when I used to camp out a lot. But yeah, fishing, I more want to sit around, look at nature and stuff like that. I'm not really one on to just to go somewhere to fish. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. Now I'm thinking about fishing. What was I talking about? Don't you just love it when you do that? You talk about something and you change topics, and then all of a sudden your brain just goes blah 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 and just forgets everything. Yeah, it's getting a little late. I start my video editing. I still haven't edited my Friday Night Fridays video yet. Gotta do that, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that. See you guys tomorrow.